Sorry, I've got a bit of a bad cold, hence I'm a bit sniffly. But so, obviously, it's been a fantastic end to the season with Hobby. Been a wonderful first, season with him. We've looking back at our record, he's had 6 top 10 placings. One of them being a win, 2 of them seconds, and 1 third place, all at novice. Which is really very impressive for a 6-year-old. And really consistent double clears. He had that one off day at Aston Le Walls, which I think he ate something in the field or was bitten by something, because he arrived at Aston and had quite filled legs. And then his skin was all quite funny under his tummy. Basically, it was like he had a little bit allergic reaction. And we went on and competed him because he was fine, but he definitely was a little bit under the weather. And I think that really shows, that one event really stands out as him having 2 down compared to the other ones. So, apart from that, he's been absolutely fantastic and has been feeling so confident cross country. His show jumping's really, really great. That's improving at every event. And same with his flat work. He's a naturally, very Irish, bold horse. He's not naturally a dressage fancy sort of mover, but he's strengthening up and really getting to grips with that phase and scoring some very smart marks. And that will all come in time. That's something that will improve, and it's their show jumping and their boldness cross country, which is something you can't really train them. That has to be very much in them, which is what he has. And then their flat work just improves as they get stronger. Then we had a great end to the season at Ballindennis out in Ireland, which was the CCI 1-star. So that's the same, slightly higher and more technical than a novice, but much longer cross country. It was nearly, excuse me. It was nearly a 9-minute cross-country course. So we did the dressage on the Thursday and Friday, hold the dressage. The Saturday's the cross-country, so that you gallop nearly 9 minutes cross-country, and then have the show jumping on the final day. So that's what differentiates the normal national novice class to a international CCI 1-star class. So it's a lot more of an endurance test, and they obviously have to come back on the Sunday and show jump and keep, fresh-faced and keep careful, which he very much did. And what was even more impressive was that the ground conditions were very tough. It was very wet there. We weren't blessed with good weather. There was a horrible storm, which actually, when we arrived on the Tuesday night, the horses were in the stables, we slept in the lorry, and we were woken up crack of dawn Wednesday morning by the stable manager saying they had to evacuate the horses out of the stables on site, because they were temporary stables, which they're very secure, but they have, plastic tarpaulin-y roofs, and they were flapping around in the wind, and the horses some of them were really nervous. So we actually had to evacuate the stables and put them back on the lorries, because that was obviously very sturdy and much safer, and they had to stand there for nearly 4 hours on the lorry, which has never happened before. So that was quite something. So that was very strong winds and really, really wet weather, which was horrible, which did sort of carry on all week. So making each phase much more difficult. The dressage arenas were, every, horse of the 50, 60 horses in each class does exactly the same movements. So those exact pieces of ground and grass are being all churned up, making it very deep, especially for the young horses. And he coped fantastically. His dressage was also in the tipping rain, and he was so sweet and behaved so well. Again, cross country, he dug really deep in the hard conditions and just found the time easy. I didn't have to push him at all for the optimum time. He galloped with a lot of ease. Quite a few technical questions. There was a corner fence that was causing lots of trouble, 2 water fences, which were very imposing. And he just skipped around it like he's done it all his life. He was fantastic. So finished very fresh from the cross country because he's so fit, and then jumped superbly on the Sunday. Excuse me. So a really, really great first international for him. He finished 6th, which was very, very good. He was 13th after dressage, and then with his double clear, he moved up, nearly half those places again, which shows how important it is to have a good jumping horse, which is what he is. So he'll have a very well-deserved holiday now. He'll have about 2 months off. He'll just really chill in the field, get nice and fat and fluffy and happy, and let everything that he's learnt sink in. Then he'll pick up after Christmas, slowly come back into work. Then I'll do quite a bit of sort of show jump training over the winter, dressage training, just slowly strengthening him up, and then get him fit and ready for the 2019 season, which the event begins beginning of March, but then there's lots of show jumping up until then. So it'd be great for him to really strengthen up this winter, have a good holiday. And then next year will be very exciting. So we'll do a couple novices to start off with, to just get in the groove of things, and then he should very much be ready to step up to intermediate sometime. So we'll pick a nice intermediate for him to do his first one at. And then, be ready to step up to 2-star sometime. Whether he does a CCI 2-star at the end of the spring season, that depends on how confident he's feeling. But if he gets good results, he could be very much in contention to go to the 7-year-old World Championships, which are held at Le Lion d'Angers, which is the end of October. I'm out in France, which is hugely prestigious young horse event, the biggest young horse show in the world. So that, I think, will be his real aim. It's right at the end of the year, but we'll, try and have very good results and aim everything for that, to be selected for that, because it's very prestigious. So that is the plan. But that is his 28th season wrapped up with Ballon-d'Anesque. So let it all sink in, and we can start again next year. Bye.